few minutes and just talk to you about the fact that we opened a farm stand. We have done 3 weeks so far, so this weekend we'll wrap up our 1 month of doing the farm stand. And so I know I've gotten some messages and some questions, especially over on social media, like asking how it works and why we're doing this, and just some questions about it. So I thought it would be good to just come on here and let you know, if you hadn't seen or heard in some of our other vlogs, that we're doing this. And I kind of got behind on filming just regular content for Oso Farm and our other channel, the Oso Edit, because we have been working towards this goal of opening and advertising for it. I also am just in a busy season of the year because garden time, getting everything planted, and then my daughter Esme is graduating from our homeschool, so getting all that ready. I've got some other kids moving out and moving on, so we've been navigating all these changes, so all good things. But the farm stand, so we had always wanted to sell eggs from our home for years, and one of the reasons we had tried to grow our flock, for lack of a better word, to the size that it is now is because we wanted to be able to share eggs with our community. And so we kind of thought that maybe we would have like a little stand to sell that, and then flowers and things like that. But as the years have gone on and my kids have graduated, I've shared in some other videos just about how seasons change and how that is good, but can be kind of challenging for moms when things look so different. I had 10 kids at home for most of my adult life, and as they've grown up and gotten older and moved on, obviously things look different at home. I've always loved to bake. I've always cooked pretty much all of our meals from scratch, and we've eaten at home, mainly out of necessity when all the kids were home, right? But, and so I'm always experimenting in the kitchen, experimenting with baking. Y'all know that Brian is our bread maker and he loves that. So it felt like a natural kind of idea for us to want to share baked goods with our community. So moving into next year, I will only have Evan at home with us. So it'll just be Brian, me, and Evan. Can you all believe that? So it's going to be such a sweet, sweet time with him, but very different. And we are also praying about the opportunity for Evan to go to a new special needs school that is opening up, and I will share more about that as information is made available for me to share. And so we're just, asking the Lord, what his good plan is for us next year. But either way, if we're still homeschooling Evan, it'll just be the 3 of us. Homeschooling one kiddo does not take the fullness of the day, so I'll have a lot of time to dedicate to Oso Farm. Before we get too far into sharing about our farm stand, I wanted to thank Quint for partnering with us for today's video. So I have some fun jewelry ideas for you from Quint, and y'all, these are freshwater pearls. I have one piece of pearl jewelry that is from my grandmother, and actually I have gifted it to my daughter Evelyn. She wore it throughout her wedding weekend. So it is so special to me to have some pearl pieces of my own that are so luxurious. I will feel confident that I will wear these always. Can pass these down to my daughters. What is so special about these is it's just like Quint's. They come packaged beautifully. So if you are looking to gift this to the woman in your life, your mother, your mother-in-law, your grandmother, your wife, for any occasion, not just Mother's Day, they will be wowed by how it is packaged. Anything that comes in a beautiful little box, we all know is so special. They're timeless classics that you can wear casually or dress up. They're pieces that you will not want to take off. So first up, we have this toggle necklace, and I love how that little detail kind of adds a modern flair to a traditional piece of jewelry with a pearl. I love where it sits. Y'all know that the gold necklaces, layering them is really popular right now. And I actually have quite a few of those sets. You can wear this with anything. Love it so much. And then I have these little dangle earrings. They have the back clasp that makes them secure on your ears so you don't have to worry about them coming off. There's also not that uncomfortable back where, you know, when you lay down, it pushes into your ear. So they're very comfortable to wear. They're very dainty also, just simple. If you're looking for a classic piece, this is them. And what's great about jewelry as a gift is that you can gift this to someone that has everything or someone that is just getting started building some really nice pieces of jewelry. So if you have a wedding coming up this year, maybe you have a sweet friend in your life that's getting married and has a lot of special occasions to wear outfits for leading up to the wedding. That was us last summer with our daughter Evelyn. These are just a really thoughtful gift, maybe for bridesmaids. I don't have a daughter getting married this season, and I actually miss it. It was such a fun summer. So these are just really sweet classic pieces. Next up, we have this beautiful gold and pearl bracelet. This just feels so feminine and is also one that you can layer with other bracelets or standalone. Okay, and lastly, we have these pearl earrings. This is kind of more of a wow factor. They're with the 2 layers of pearls. It gives kind of a bolder look. So pretty, so beautiful. So I shared in a video we just posted that Brian and I are going on a trip for the first time alone in almost 2 decades, y'all, 20 years. So I am so excited to bring all of these pieces with me, and I'll have everything linked down in the description box below. So go and check out these links and spend some time looking at their whole website. You will not be disappointed. I'm actually looking at purchasing some luggage because y'all know this girl got on an airplane for the first time in 26 years. And now that I've kind of ripped that Band-Aid off, I'm thinking I'm needing a suitcase. So I am going to ask for that suitcase for Mother's Day from my family and plan to use it a lot. So thank you, Quint, for partnering with us for this portion of today's video. And happy Mother's Day to all of you ladies that have little ones to love. Being a mother is the biggest blessing in the world. And one branch of Oso Farm that we would like to, kind of grow is this Farmstand. So I've been looking for ways that I can make money and still be fully home and fully, focused on Evan and our home life. And that's kind of challenging. I can't really sit before a computer and do like a work from home type job, but with a Farmstand, I can bake and, put things out there as I make them, and then have like one big bake day and a few hours every Saturday to sell food or sell baked goods. And that can be a source of income for us. And, because of the size of our family and growing our family through adoption, a few of our adoptions were private adoptions. There was a lot of cost in raising a large family. And so now that we're in our late 40s, we are really focused on, let's get our house paid off. Let's really beef up our retirement. Focused on, long-term financial goals so that Brian and I can, have a peaceful retirement. And so I would like to contribute to that. Brian has worked so hard for us all these years, and I'm so thankful for him. And I would like to ease that burden a little bit and contribute. So it's fun. So we live in Texas, and if you also live in Texas and are curious about starting a farm stand, I will put a link down below that kind of has information on cottage food laws in Texas. So you need to get a license It's very simple. It's basically just filling out an application. I did get my food handling certification, where you take some classes. It took, I don't know, I want to say like 3 hours maybe, where you watch videos on safe food handling. I think it's the same courses that my kids took to work in a restaurant environment. So I took that. And then there's just basic laws that you're required to, follow. So for us, it's not complicated. We are able to sell baked goods in September of 2025, I believe September of 2025, the law expanded to where you can sell refrigerated foods. Certain refrigerated foods. There's certain foods that you cannot sell, and that is really laid out easily for you to understand. And the main thing is you have to label your foods a certain way. You have to have a label on there that says something like, this was made in a home kitchen that's not regulated by the government. And then if your foods contain these certain allergens, that has to be listed on there, and you either have to have your address listed or your cottage food license number. So it's pretty simple to get started. And then of course there's just the organizational aspects of figuring out what you're going to sell, what will sell well in your area, and then the biggest thing is just getting people there, letting people know about it. I started a pre-orders, I guess week 2, and I've had 4 pre-orders, and every time I get a little notification on my phone that says you have a pre-order, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it just still is surprising to me. I'm just really enjoying it. I've really enjoyed meeting the people and talking to them. We've had people come back every single week, and that's really fun to see them come back, see them enjoy our foods. We've had some requests that Brian actually is going to try to make. We had this sweet young guy come and he was like, could y'all make a Parmesan sourdough? So we're going to make that for him. I don't know if he's coming back this next week, but it's just been a really neat thing. It's something that Brian and I can do together. And while I do the majority of the baking and the advertising and that, he does 100% of the sourdough. So it's been really, really fun. We have a really cool setup that he made for us, and it's permanent out in the front yard. And we're still tweaking it. This week I'm painting some signs and to hang on the side, and we need to add some shelving. Packaging is a really big aspect of this. How are you going to package your foods, and then just trying to figure out how do you price your food to make it worthwhile, right? You have to factor in the cost of the ingredients, the cost of the packaging, these things. So yeah, it's definitely something that we are growing and learning every day. It's also a creative outlet, because with baking, it's like, y'all know we live in a world of social media. So if your algorithm has anything to do with food, I mean, there's endless ideas that you don't even really have to search for. They just show up in our algorithm. Brian is always sending me reels like, oh, we should try this. So it's hard to kind of keep a narrow focus and not get overwhelmed, and not have such a huge menu that it feels crazy. So right now we're offering Brian's sourdough in the original loaf and the jalapeno cheddar. The jalapeno cheddar is actually the best seller, and right now we're only making 12 loaves a week, and that's a lot for us. If you make sourdough, you know that it's very labor intensive over many days, because you have to feed your starter and then let it ferment, then we put it in the fridge after he shapes it, and then the bake day for us is 3 hours total of them like rotating through. We're able to get quite a bit in. So if we continue to sell out of sourdough this Saturday, I am going to invest in 6 more bannetons. Those are the little baskets that you put them in after you've shaped them. And we'll add 6 more. We're going to get to a point where just our oven space and our refrigerator space, like we don't have a commercial kitchen. So I also don't want this to feel overwhelming. I want to keep that balance of it feeling like, like a job, like work, but also not getting it to where it feels all consuming. So if we were making so much bread that our fridge was like overflowing with it, and then it truly bake day was not something that I could just wake up early and do, that I like, okay, every Friday I have to be home for 10 hours because I have, 20 sourdough loaves to make. Like, I don't know that is the dream. So, it's just trial and error every week. We're seeing what works and what doesn't. I actually have a sweet friend, hi Stacy, that has followed me on YouTube, that lives here locally, that came to our farm stand. We got to meet her daughter and son-in-law, so that was super fun. And we're actually going to go to dinner with her in May. So it's fun how all this, has blessed us in so many ways. So hi Stacy, you are a blessing to us. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of update you on the fact that we were doing it, on why we're doing it, and follow along for the process. I'm going to try to do a better job at posting here. I do the best posting on TikTok, mainly because TikTok has editing features that are just really easy for me to navigate. I'm not technologically gifted, so the platform that is easiest for me to navigate is the one I tend to focus on. But most of those videos I can share across platforms. YouTube sometimes has a lot of restrictions on the music that I am able to share, and so sometimes I can create things on other platforms that I can't share here because it's copyrighted. And it's not just that I can't monetize on the video, like they block it. So trying to navigate all that. But yeah, I would love it if you're new here too and you're just curious and want to follow along on our journey. We're going to pick up the pace this summer and really push this thing. Time, y'all, as y'all know, as moms, whether you have one kid at home or 10, it's hard to balance time and, keep your focus where it should be and do all these things. So at this point, I'm really enjoying it. I'm here at Sam's Club to buy ingredients. Today is dough day and I don't have all the ingredients that I need. So like I said, we're just, I get the comment all the time, you must be so organized, and Brian laughs because I am a true free spirit, and there's so many areas of life where I am organized, and then there's so many areas of life where I need to step up my game. And if I'm going to do this and continue that theme of this being a blessing and not stressful, I need to have my ingredients at home prior to bake day, because then it's not like, oh my gosh, it's raining and I've got to go to Sam's Club because we have to have jalapenos for the bread we're making today. So grace upon grace, right? So thanks for always hanging out with us and supporting us. We have taken a dip on YouTube. I know a lot of people have. A lot of people are even leaving the YouTube platform because it has changed so much. Views are down. It's disheartening. And so the one time I asked y'all to do this, y'all were so helpful and encouraging. So if you can comment on this video, if you can like this video, if you can just say, hey, I'm watching from Missouri, or tell me what you would buy at a farm stand. Like, what is your favorite cookie? All that, first, it blesses me to just interact with you. Like, I don't like to feel like I'm just talking to myself. So interacting with you is a blessing to us. But what it shows YouTube is that people are watching our video, they're responding, and that just helps us not get stuck where our videos are just not even being seen. So thank you for doing that. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will post a video in the next day or two about Bake Day, because I'm going to go home and film the process of Dough Day and Bake Day and Farmstand Day. So follow along. We are so thankful for you. Go have a blessed day, friends. Bye-bye.